10 years ago, my mom married a sidekick. He has a lot of answers, and I have a lot of questions. Here's what we talk about. What do I say again? It's been a while.
Welcome to my psychic stepdad. I'm Alex. This is my stepdad, Riz. This is my psychic stepdad, Riz. And then go into your topic.
Okay. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Alex. This is Riz, my psychic stepdad. We talk about psychic things here. Today, we're going to talk about ghosties.
I never know the topic, so...
That's true.
All right.
I've had this one in my head for a while. We're going to talk about ghosties. What are they? Are they real?
And what to do if somebody ghosts you? In my world.
I'm sure people are more interested in that than anything, but...
So what? I have a joke for you.
Okay.
So what if your significant other, God forbid, passes away, and then, like, they don't really talk to you? Is there a ghost ghosting you now? That's funny.
Crickets. Insert cricket. I'm just kidding.
Is your ghost... I guess you get it.
Insert crickets.
People always have to repeat. If you have to repeat the joke, no one thinks it's funny. So I was just about to say...
I mean, it was okay. No, I got it. It was okay.
Like, you're like, you've been chatting with a ghost in your house, and then they disappear for a while. You had, like, a nice little friendship going with this ghost, and then suddenly they just ghost you.
I mean, we get it, but...
All right. Go on.
Anywho,
What are your questions? Do you like my mug?
Yes.
This is not an evil mug just because it has a skull on it. Everybody has a skull.
Everybody has a skull.
So that's it.
That's it.
No big deal. All right, go on.
Everybody has a skull.
And everyone is going to have a ghost, but it's not really a ghost if you cross all the way over to the other side.
All right, so let's start with one. Just what is a ghost? What is a ghost?
When anyone talks about a ghost, they're usually talking about they feel a ghost in their house. They're not talking about a loved one who went to the other side. Those aren't ghosts. We call those spirits or the soul.
Yeah, usually say if you see a ghost.
Ghosts are those who have not fully crossed over to the other side, and for some reason they think they have some unfinished business here.
Do they know they're dead?
Yeah, I think they know that they're dead because they know that no one is reacting to them, and they can't really touch anything. It's very rare that we see ghosts have a kind of physical impact on the environment where, they can move something.
But does that actually, like, when people say that happens, is that real? Like when they're opening cabinets?
I've had it happen to me. So I don't know. I can tell you so many real ghost stories.
I've seen ghosts when I was little.
Right. I was wondering if you were going to bring that up. I know this story. You should know this story.
I'm not going to repeat the whole story right now.
Why not?
Okay.
It's not that long.
No, it's not. I was like 5 years old, and I was walking up the stairs to go get some stuff for my mom to do my hair. And I was walking to her bathroom, and as I was walking there, I saw in the hallway this like ghost boy also walking to where I was going into the bathroom. Like I was going to the bathroom, and he was going to the bathroom, but like ahead of me. So I saw him, and I just like froze, and like I don't even know, I just freaked out internally, and I ran back downstairs, and I went to my mother, and she looked at me, and she was like, "You look like you just saw a ghost."
Did she say that?
She says that I was 5, but she says that she said that.
Okay, so now because this often happens to kids, because they're still open, because when you're a child, up until about the age of 5, you're still very much connected to the other side. For example, little kids who have imaginary friends.
Right.
Really, they're your spirit guides. They're really your spirit guides who are keeping you company.
And you can see them as a kid.
Yes, and hopefully one day they'll ask me about spirit guides, but I'll just tell you this much. Whether they're your guardian angels or they're your spirit guides, they're around you. And so little kids do see them. Animals see them also. Because of their innocence, because of their purity, they're still open, they haven't been jaded.
Haven't been jaded.
They haven't been jaded by everybody saying ghosts don't exist. So their mind is open to every possibility of everything existing. That's why, you can really, I like to say you can really trust the heart of a little kid to always tell you the truth.
That's true. Okay, so ghosts. That's what ghosts are. I never fully crossed over. Can ghosts be harmful? Can they harm you?
Ghosts, there are mischievous ghosts, and then there are ghosts who are just hanging around apartments. As a medium, I often get called to do what is called a space clearing, meaning...
He won't clear my room if there's a ghost in there, though.
How many times have I done that? They like you.
Don't say that for people to hear. They're going to think something's wrong with me. They're going to think something's wrong with me.
Or something's really cool about you. Even ghosts want to hang out with you.
Oh my God. This is tragic.
Maybe they're trying to get to me through you.
They could just go to you.
Because I sage my part of the house. I have to remember to sage her part of the house.
I have a sage bundle in my bathroom, and I sage the house, my side of the house.
Yeah. So, you can get sage, you can buy anywhere. Sage is a good cleanser if you're looking to clear. It's temporary. It doesn't work long term to sage your house. Can ghosts harm you, though? I don't think so. But watch, as soon as you say that ghosts can't harm you, someone will say somewhere that a ghost did harm them, or push them or something. I have found that to be very, very rare, and most of the time they're just trying to connect. So even if they do that to you, it's not because they're trying to hurt you or startle you, it's because they still haven't understood completely what to do now that they are not in the physical body. Can I break some of that down for you?
Can they harm like your mental, like I've heard people getting haunted.
I think that they harm you
crazy.
They harm you more mentally, even though they're not wanting to harm you.
That's not their intention.
No, their intention is just to connect.
Your intention is just like, or you're not your intention, but your reaction is just like so scared,
right,
that you start to lose your mind.
You lose your mind
because you don't know what's happening.
There was a couple that I worked for on what I call an energy clearing, and that was to go and see what the spirit activity was in this person's house. So they were a couple, and they had lived there only 6 months. When I got to the house, half of their boxes were still unpacked. Not unpacked. And there were cardboard boxes filling the kitchen and the living room area because the first few nights they had been so frightened by the energy that they felt that they never could actually feel at home.
That's
so
true. Are there certain like ghosts that don't want you in a space?
Yes, there are.
So and
they tend to claim the space that they're in.
Okay.
They tend to think this is my space.
So you move into a new house or a new apartment, and that ghost feels it's their place.
And then the ghosts that are friendly, they follow you. Sometimes they'll go from one house to another.
Friendly. That's not friendly.
For example, I was giving a reading to someone once. Many times this has actually happened, but I remember one in particular. And as I was giving her a reading, it was just on the phone, and I said, you have a spirit in this house. And she was intrigued. And she said, where does this spirit hang out? And I said, well, there's a pinball machine in this house. You have a pinball machine? She says, no. She said, I used to have a pinball machine in my old house. And that spirit was that ghost basically was still looking to hang around by where the pinball machine is. Now, this is unusual. Who has a pinball machine in their house anymore? Well, you know what pinball is, right?
Yeah, I know some people that do.
Of course, you say you know people do. How many people out there actually know someone who has a pinball machine? So I saw the ghost hanging around the pinball machine, or I felt the ghost communicating, talking about...
So where the pinball machine used to be?
Well, basically it was that the ghost was in the house with the pinball machine. Because she was saying, why are you saying this ghost is talking about a pinball machine? Because I mentally can communicate with the ghost.
Right.
And I said, well, if it was in the old house, that ghost came with you to this new one.
It was in the sorry, it wasn't.
Right, now you get it. So the ghost traveled to this next one with her. But it was like, it was almost like I want to say almost like a protector. Right? There was no bad energy. I have a question for you. When you saw that little boy ghost, could you see through him? What did he look like?
Kind of, yeah. Like, he wasn't a solid figure, but I could see like the shape of a human, and I could see kind of colors, but like translucent colors.
So enough to know his age. You knew he was a boy.
I knew he was a boy. I knew.
Could you see whether he was white or black or Spanish?
Yeah, I think he was like white.
So he probably passed away.
I could see him
in that neighborhood or that house.
That was his ghost outfit. Refer back to one of the earlier videos. I don't remember which one.
That was the one where we said, just make sure you pick out your outfit carefully every day. Because if you die that day, that's your ghost outfit
But
for
we
eternity.
did talk about ghost outfits. That was his ghost outfit. He had like some pants and a shirt on.
Okay.
But yeah, I could see him and kind of colors, but it was all translucent. So it was very clear that it wasn't like a solid
Do
figure.
you think you should attempt communication with a ghost?
If you wanted to get out of your space,
All right.
get out of here, like you need to communicate that to the ghost, like.
But now, how do you say it? Are you going to just yell at them to get out?
No, well,
why not?
From what I've learned from you and my mother, you have to come from like a place, like a strong in yourself, no fear, because they like fear. They feed off of fear. They're attracted to fear. And you have to come from like a strong but like love place.
A loving, it's not like tough
Like,
love, but it's
no.
your assertion in yourself is so strong that this is your home.
Yeah.
You're not tolerating any shenanigans, right? So, but at the same time, you can say you're welcome to be in the house, but not to disturb. And you're not here to disturb us energetically, nor physically, nor
Like,
with
don't make
sound.
yourself known.
Don't make yourself
At all.
known. And that strength that you're coming from is not coming from a fear, but
Yeah.
it's coming from owning your space. Look,
ownership.
this is your home. Look, this is your turn to live. They had their turn to live
Okay.
in the physical body. Now they have to live in the energetic body. It's called an energy body because it's just made of energy once you leave the physical body.
Can a ghost get attached to someone?
Very much.
Scurry.
Now, when you
They have
say
a scary movie
attached,
about this.
yeah, they do get attached to people, which is why that ghost I mentioned earlier followed from one house to the other.
Right.
It's almost like they just want a friend, or they feel like they want
But
to.
can it feel negative to you? Like if a ghost is attached to you, can that feel like?
Okay, so you're talking about what some people use the word entity.
I was gonna say entity, but I don't want to throw the viewers off too much.
Okay, so you guys might hear this from time to time. Someone might say to you,
Is an entity a ghost? Is that different? Like.
they believe it is. People who believe in the word entity.
Believe
I don't
it is.
like the word entity because you're referring to literally a soul, a living soul. You're not referring to something that has been
entity.
deteriorated or some kind of demon or something. An entity, what I think that people are referring to is something that just clings on to you, someone that
Something
clings on to you,
negative.
a spirit that clings on to you.
There's a negative connotation.
They usually feed on fear or sadness. I've rarely seen anything like that with a very happy, balanced person. So why is
But
it
they can like cling on to you and follow you.
they can
be with
follow
you
you around
everywhere.
everywhere you
So
go?
you have this ghost / entity
hanging around,
with you
walking
all the
around
time.
with you, in the car with you.
Can that bring you bad energy?
It can now.
Can it bring bad
It can
things?
block good energy. It can block.
So you feel like more like bad things are happening to you. Maybe.
Well, you kind of feel yourself in a funk. You don't see yourself. You don't feel like you're in a very good mood when that's happening.
Which is so ironic because you have to not be in a good mood in order for that to happen.
So it's a vicious
And then
cycle.
it's a
It
vicious
gets
cycle
worse.
because you get stuck in the bad mood because you feel that it's on you.
Right.
So discovering whether or not you have one on there is.
What I believe in terms of keeping your house clear of this energy is always do a house blessing. And I don't necessarily mean like a religious house blessing, though that's fine too, but you can't come from in your mind good and evil. Otherwise, that's not going to work because they kind of thrive on that and you're just making enemies at that point. So I really believe that it has to do with keeping your house physically clean, changing things around like feng shui. If you guys don't know what feng shui is, it is really the Japanese system of placing things in the house.
Japanese or Chinese?
I believe it's Japanese. But we could be wrong.
He could.
I could be wrong.
Don't take me down with you.
All right.
Okay.
Anyway, look up feng shui. It's a way of placing things in the house that are harmonious with all the elements of the earth.
To bring you good energy and fortune.
And flow, because all of it is about the understanding of something called qi. Spelled Q-I. Pronounced chi.
Which
Bet you didn't know that.
I didn't know it was spelled like that.
So that's how it's spelled. And chi is the life force energy of everything in the universe. And it flows through everything. That's why some homes or buildings, you feel good when you walk in. It's not necessarily how they're decorated, but
Our house was built after feng shui.
Our house was built on the principles of feng shui, yes. Not by us, so we can't take credit for that.
No, we didn't.
But an acupuncturist actually built this house, an older Chinese gentleman, and he designed it because he really learned about feng shui. Acupuncture is about the energy in the body coming back into balance. So when in your house, if you have a ghost, well, that kind of blocks the energy. So you have to clear that energy.
So that can keep good things from happening.
You can learn. Maybe what we'll do on one of our episodes is actually show how to do an energy cleaning.
Yeah, in my room.
Okay, we'll do
I
it.
think there's a ghost in there.
Okay.
I think there is.
Your mom said that it was there were three ghosts in there.
Okay, let's not get crazy. I felt one touch me the other night. I feel like. Because I felt like.
So now you may think it's my job to go in there and clear that.
Yeah, that's what I.
No.
I tried to hire them to do it, and they wouldn't.
Hiring is she'll do the dishes. Okay, so self-empowerment is what we're trying to teach. Is teach you how to do it and
I've
teach you
tried.
guys how to do this.
Maybe I got rid of like 2 of the 3.
Okay.
I don't think there's 3. I'm not gonna ask him. I don't want you guys to know. I don't want anyone. Let's just not.
Remember, people who can feel the presence of ghosts, they often can feel how many there are. They're very, very sensitive.
But I could see ghosts before.
But you were 5. Now
I blocked it off. I was
Right.
so scared. I was so terrified because I kept seeing them after that. I like turned it off. I was like, because my mother told me if you don't believe in them, you won't see them. So I shut it off.
She hadn't met
stopped
me
believing
then.
in them. I was like, they do not exist because I was so scared from what I saw. And I eventually stopped seeing them, which I'm kind of glad because.
Yeah, but then if you stop seeing them or feeling them, then you sometimes don't know what's wrong.
That's true.
And sometimes what's wrong is there's, an energy block going on in the house.
There's a ghost attached.
There's a ghost attached.
That's disgusting and terrifying.
So let's talk about those shows like Ghost Hunters, where they actually bring electrical equipment to test to see if there's a ghost. Why do they bring electrical equipment? Have you ever wondered?
I think I know this answer.
It's pretty easy to understand. You just
because they
there's
have a
an energy.
frequency.
There's a frequency.
There's a frequency, and it's a frequency detector.
It's actually true, and I believe that
Do
that's
ghosts
how.
operate at a higher or lower frequency?
Well, at what frequency are we talking about? There's a frequency that the cells of the body have. Are we
Like a
talking about
human
that?
body.
It's more of an emotional frequency for me, but it has been said that actually what we're feeling is a change in either the temperature or the magnetic current in the air, and it has been proven. I have felt it myself that your hair will stand on end because your body is an antenna.
There is in my room when I had a dream that there was ghosts in my room one time, and that's how the whole thing about is there ghosts in my room came about. So I was staging my room, and I was walking around all the corners and staging the perimeter of it or whatever. And when I walked from one side to this other side, and this side of the room, I don't really give a lot of attention to this side. I noticed the energy there is a little
even the temperature changes.
That's what I was about to say. Is I walked over there to start staging, and I got goosebumps. It was so cold.
Exactly.
My whole body got goosebumps, and I was like, wait, maybe I just got cold. So when I walked back over to the other side, goosebumps left. I walked back over there, goosebumps back. I was like,
so what do you think about when you watch those shows and they'll tell you, they'll go to Haunted America and they'll find some place in America or wherever in the world where the story's always the same. They'll say something like, it was an old saloon in the Old West and it's still there, or some old hotel, and there's a lady in gray who shows up and she always comes to the balcony and looks over the balcony, right? And she tends to do the same thing every time.
Yeah.
You want to know why, I think? Because I don't think it's a ghost. Then what is it? There's something else we're going to add to this.
What?
I haven't come up with a great word, so it's 2 words. Energy imprint. Just like when you get up from the couch is kind of folded and stays that way for a while. So that person, let's say it's a woman in the saloon who went to look over the balcony.
She did that so many
times in her life.
That when she left, the energy was still there.
The energy was still there. Or she died right after. One of those times. So it was like the last emotional thing she felt as a human
have
being.
another experience that I had one time.
But it like plays on a loop. You understand?
So it keeps happening forever.
Keeps happening because there's still emotion attached there.
This universe.
It is amazing. Amazing.
One time I saw it wasn't a ghost. I looked it up and there wasn't a ton of information about this on the internet because, I don't know, apparently it's not a super common thing, but there was some things. So I was staring straight ahead and there was a wall building. I was in a car and I was in a parking lot and I was just staring and parked. And all of a sudden I see a black figure, long black figure, just floating across, and then it just like dissolved. It was like a black shadow almost, and just dissolved. Like,
so going in between dimensions.
That was a crazy. This was not even that long ago. It was like a year ago. Craziest thing I've ever seen. I was like, and so crazy where you question, did I just see that?
Right.
But I'm like, how can I just make that up out of nowhere?
Well, because it happens when you're not ready for it. It happens
like
when you're totally open.
Yeah.
And there's no expectations. So your brain is relaxed. Your eyes are relaxed. So anything, that's really basically when you can see these things. You can't do it by trying. It doesn't work that way. It doesn't work by trying.
And it did say it was like a dimensional thing. Like a bleed over from another dimension.
Have you noticed that?
Article said.
Right. I don't think that I think that ghosts are very smart, and so they're not going to really show up when a lot of cameras are there. There are very interesting things that are real and not CGI or photoshopped on the internet. You can find of very strange occurrences that are caught on video. Now, that being said, I do think that most ghosts know when people are trying to capture them on film,
and they don't.
Yeah, so they back off. But the EMFs, the electromagnetic frequencies, are recorded on those devices, and I've seen them, and I've actually even heard mumbling coming from there. I've actually heard voices. I've heard voices myself walking into spaces. Yeah.
So scary.
Not once, but many times.
So scary. Like, say you can.
It is scary.
You hear what they're saying, and you know, and you're able to tell the difference that that's a ghost rather than like a medium thing.
Well, see, I'm going to tell you something, but now you're going to get scared if I tell you.
Tell me.
Okay, so before we moved in this house, I was coming over to the house to kind of just arrange things, you know. I was coming to sweep, and I was coming to just check the light bulbs and things and change some things out. I was by myself, and it was daytime. And guess where I was? In this very room.
I thought you were going to say my room.
No, I was in this room.
This kitchen.
I was in this kitchen, and I was changing these tube lights up here. And so I'm just changing them, and then I heard a voice. Two voices, actually. You know, they kind of overlapped. There was no one here.
You never told anyone?
No, I told Mom.
You didn't tell me?
Yeah. But it was right, actually I think it was this light over there. I'll tell you what it sounded like to me.
Like you heard audible, like if it was in this room.
Audible voice say something like, "What are you doing?" And so I heard it and I froze. I was holding the tube light and I froze. And then I remembered I'm a medium. Man, I can't be scared, I'm a medium.
This is what I do. This is what I do.
I'm not scared. So I froze holding the light and I went.
And can you feel its energy?
Immediately.
So you feel the presence.
Immediately
energy.
the hair stood on end. Not because I really wasn't frightened.
But you could feel like.
Oh yeah.
That's like when I was staging.
But I stopped and out loud I just said, "Oh really? Oh really? This you pick now because I'm by myself here, so you thought it was all right to just say hello? You can say hello anytime you want. I would have heard you anyway." That's how I spoke to them.
Yeah, I tell them a little bit like.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yep.
Did you get rid of that one?
I think so. I think that I think it took maybe a few days.
What did Mom say when you told her?
She had a feeling. She felt something.
Nothing scares her. She's just like, oh.
But what happened was that I think that all of us moving in, and the moving guys and the boxes and just the commotion, and we were playing music and ordering pizza and we were just bringing love in.
Yeah.
And I think that if they're here, they're happy, they're fine, and they're not going to disturb us.
Yeah, they all went to my room.
Because now if they're coming to your room, it's because there's something you're not doing inside of yourself spiritually. What you're not doing is maybe you're just not being as calm as you could be in your life. Silence.
Well,
everyone watching is going, oh, this personal family business.
I'm trying to think, like, yeah, I can always improve. Okay, like I can always improve. I can always be more.
Or maybe they just
still.
know you're scared.
I am scared of them.
Okay.
I am. But I try not to be. I'm trying to be more brave.
All right. Well, there's stuff you can look up on the internet on how to...
Yeah, because he won't help me.
I can do it physically, but here's the thing. They come back after a while. Physically means I can sage, burn frankincense, do energy clearings, but it doesn't mean they're going to stay out. It works for a while. But the person who's living in that room has to be at peace.
Has to keep up
not
the
really
word.
be afraid, and just be
I think
cool.
I've been getting better.
Yeah. Good.
Anyway, I don't
All
know.
right.
I think we...
Oh no,
about
there's way
ghosts.
more to talk about with ghosts. We're going to have to do a part 2, but let this be part 1, I guess. We'd
All
love
right.
to know your questions about ghosts, so just type them in the comments and subscribe.
Subscribe, please subscribe.
And,
if you want to see more videos about, you know, stuff like this, if you want to subscribe.
Lots to talk about. Bye.
Okay, yeah, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Okay, bye. Eric, you want to turn it off?
I saw the ghost.
You saw the ghost?
Yeah.
Oh, I heard you did.
I did. Wait, do I press the button over here to turn it off?
I don't know, yeah.
See what happens.